My name is Dawn. I am with Wreath Decor by Dawn. So come on in, say hello, tell me where you're from, and let's get started. All right, so today we are using this sign here. It's a lemonade sign. Welcome from California. Thank you so much. Hello. Hi, Steve. Okay, so this is the sign. This is a 10 by 10 wooden sign. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry if I don't get everybody's name. Forgive me. I do welcome everybody and thank you all for watching. We are using a 14-inch wreath frame here. I put my ties on. I put 10 on the outside and 8 on the inside. I space mine about 4.5 inches apart. I'm going to be using this jute mesh with the white stripe or cream stripe through it. So those are cut at 32 inches. And then we have our ribbons here. So I've got a yellow with a natural with a yellow stripe down the center, and then a green, an olive green that's going to go with that. I also have a lemon and a yellow that's going to go with that. Welcome everybody. I've got tubing. I like to use tubing in my wreaths, so I've got a yellow and I have this green jute. We're going to use that as well. Well, hello Peggy, how are you? And then I've got some lemons over here. So we'll put some of those in at the end, and then we'll make a bow as well, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing today? I hope you all are having a great Friday. Hope you got something fun planned for your weekend. Welcome from North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina as well. I'm just going to do a regular ruffle today, if the mesh will cooperate with me. So I'm starting on the bottom here. Well, hello, newbie. Beverly, how are you? Welcome. I'm trying to watch both sides over here, guys. 70% for the first time this year. So if I don't catch everybody's name, my ruffles are 32 inches today. So if y'all have never seen me before, my name is Dawn. I have my own page, Wreath Decor by Dawn. Well, hello from Winston-Salem. We got a couple on here from Winston-Salem area. I do lives on my Facebook page at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, and then I also do lives on YouTube. Can't keep them all straight. On Fridays at 2:30. So that's what I was doing today. I'm going to go ahead and put my ribbons in. I used probably 1 3/4 of a roll of mesh to cut them at 32 inches. So I had 2 rolls that I had here. I'm going to put my tubing in at the same time. Welcome everybody. I see you all on my page. Thanks guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, I used 2 rolls of this pretty much. I'm going to put my ribbons and that in as we go. It helps to make it go a little bit quicker if I can remember to put them in. So for those of you who don't know me, I live in North Carolina. My husband is retired military. He works for the government now, so he is currently working overseas. Oops. At an undisclosed location. Can't say where. But he is doing that. He works with the military. He wanted to continue to serve and work with the soldiers when he retired, so that's what he does now. We have 2 grown children and 8 grandchildren. Our son has 3 kids and lives here in North Carolina. One of his kids lives in Pennsylvania though, but they live about 45 minutes from us. And then my daughter, who is our oldest, lives in South Carolina. And she's got 5 kids. She's a saint. So we've lived here in North Carolina for most of our adult lives. We did leave for a little while after he retired from the military and took this job. They moved us up to New York, where we lived for 8 years, and we just came back down here. This will be our 4th year back, so we are very happy to be home. Although we're originally from California, this is where we've spent all of our adult lives, so this is more home to us than what California is. But we both grew up in Southern California. And still have all our family there. My sisters live there on my side, and then my husband's family is all out in California as well. So my ribbons are cut at 13 inches. My tubing is cut at 24 inches. And again, my mesh is cut at 32 inches. My husband will be home in August. He's been gone since January. On my page, they call him Mr. Bob. On Wednesday nights on my page, we do a little virtual drinking. We have my little bartender, which is my daughter, pops in and serves up some virtual drinks. And we have a good old time over there. You got a Yorkie for Mother's Day. Oh, how cute. He's 9 weeks now and all black. Well, that sounds cute. I don't have any pets. My mom has a dog. She has a Pekingese. I have enough trouble keeping up with myself. I can't do a dog or an animal. Well, welcome, Beverly. I'm so glad you joined us. You can see my page by going to wreathdecorbydawn.com. I'm sorry, not .com. On Facebook, Wreath Decor by Dawn. I think I put it in the description. I hope I did. But I would love for you to follow me on my page as well. Hello, Barbara Burke. If I miss any of your questions, you ask something and I don't see it, please just ask it again and I will catch it. Yellow. I try to make sure to catch everything, but sometimes the comments can go pretty quick, and for whatever reason, sometimes Facebook will show the same person is watching over and over again in the feed, so it kind of hides some of your comments. But if you put an emoji on the end of it, sometimes it's easier to catch. From Southern Indiana, well, welcome. Whereabouts in Indiana? I have family in Tell City, Evansville. Our family has a cemetery in Kennelton, which is right there near Tell City. From Oregon, welcome. Hello, Brenda. How are you? I'm so glad to see some familiar faces over here. I'm so glad y'all came over. Hello, welcome everybody, welcome. If you're just joining, my name is Dawn. I'm with Wreath Decor by Dawn. And if I didn't show you, this is the sign I'm using. This sign's in my shop if anyone was interested in looking for a lemonade sign. I have some signs and some ribbon in my shop, and that's one of them. So we're using that today for our wreath. It's kind of a rustic look to it. Oh, well, that's good. Working remotely. That's always good. Connorsville, Indiana. Not sure where that's at, but or how close it is to any of the places I mentioned. Now I'm only putting my tubing on the outside. I'm not putting it on the inside because when I do the inside, of course, we're going to be putting our sign and our bow and our attachments up there. So they'll end up just covering up the tubing anyway. So why not just leave it off? Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me today. So my youngest grandson, he is 16 months old. We have him from 16 years to 16 months. And the youngest one is coming to spend the night with me tonight. Gonna come and hang out with Grandma. Don't know what we'll do, but I'm sure whatever it is will be fun. He likes to just come and bang on the piano is what he likes to do. We call him our little Mozart. And this will be available for replay after I'm done with the live, and I will download it to my YouTube channel as well. So the tubing again is cut at 24 inches, and what I do is I just fold it in half, then I fold it in half again, and I bend it in the center and give it a little twist. This jute gets up your nose and flies all over the place. So the mesh is cut at 32 inches. I used a little over 1.5 rolls. I probably have enough to do for curls, or if I had another roll, I could use that up. All right, I'm putting the last one on the bottom here. What are y'all having for dinner tonight? I hate deciding what to have for dinner. Don't you? Hate it. 20 years does go by fast. Absolutely does. My husband and I will be married 40 years this coming New Year. Well, in the New Year. I cannot believe it has been 40 years. Doesn't feel like it's been 40. Which I guess is a good thing. I am the one who sells the needles. Yes, Becky does. She talks about them all the time. She is wonderful. She's a sweetheart. Yes, I am the needle lady. All right, so I'm taking my tubing. Again, they're cut at 24 inches. I fold them in half, fold it in half again, pinch it in the center, give it a twist, and then I put it in. And that's just the way I do it. You can do it any way you want. Yes, Becky is awesome. I cannot thank her enough for all the support she shows me. All right, now we're going to start on the top. How many ruffles are on top? There are 8 ruffles on top, 10 on the bottom. All right, that was the last ruffle. Let's put in our last ribbon. I don't know why. Oh, because I didn't put one in this one. I was going to say, I don't know why I have one extra. Because I wasn't paying attention. Trying to get these all separated out, and they want to stick to each other. So, all right, so let's put this one in. There are 18 ties on here. I do them just like you would a regular work frame. I also have a video on my YouTube channel on how I do my frames. If anyone's interested in that, you can get that at YouTube on my channel at Wreath Decor by Dawn. There's that one, and one more ribbon. And we'll finish that up. And then we'll make a quick bow. And then we'll put our sign on. Yeah, so I do 8 on the top and 10 on the bottom, and then I space them out about 4 to 4.5 inches. There we go. There is our base. All right, so there is our base. So let's make a quick bow. I'm only going to be using the 4 ribbons that I used in my wreath to make my bow. And I'm sure you've seen this before. I know Rhonda uses it. And I know she sells them in her shop. All right, let's see. We'll do this one on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to make about a 12-inch tail. And I like a 5.5-inch loop. For some reason, a 5-inch just looks better to me than a 6. I don't know why. It's just something that I struggle with getting right when I do them at 6, which there's not a huge difference, so I don't know why it's an issue. So I am doing 2 loops on each side, and I do that with each ribbon. That jute is just flying around, getting in my nose and everything. So most of my ribbons came from my wholesaler. This one here came from Old Time Pottery. And I think we might put some of the how do you know your bow is tight or is too tight? I'm not sure what you mean if it's too tight. But we'll probably put some of the tubing in here. And I'm going to do this one at slightly smaller than the last one. So not quite 5 inches. Right in between. Oh, when putting it on the wreath. Okay, if you're putting it on your wreath and you don't know if it looks too tight, if it looks like it's sunk in the center, it's too tight. You want it to sit like it's floating on top of your wreath. So if it's got that sunk in, you know how when you do your neck and you have that sunk in look, you don't want that look on your wreath. So the best way to do it is to put your bow in between your ties. 1, 2, 3. There we go. To put it in between your ties so it sits up on top of the mesh and it doesn't sit in where you put a tie. That's when you'll normally get that sunk in look. And I will show you when I do mine what I'm talking about. All right, I think I'm going to do the green and end with the yellow, but first, let me see if I want to put some of this in now or if I want to wait. You're very welcome. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of a tail here, and then I will make a loop about the size of the ribbon that I just put in there. Sorry, my voice is getting a little horsey. This is my second live today, so I don't know if I want to put that there or if I want to put it on the top. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. We'll wait on it. Well, hello from Florida. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Ow, that was my finger. Now I do make my 1.5 inch tails a little bit longer because I like to curl my 1.5 inch. So again, I'm making these slightly smaller loops. And again, I'm doing 4 on each, or 2 on each side for a total of 4 loops. Welcome. Okay, now we're going to add in this yellow. And again, we're going to go slightly smaller. And with this one, I will probably do a center loop. West Virginia. That reminds me of the song, John Denver song. All right, so I'm going to make about an 8-inch strip. Fold it in half. San Francisco, welcome. Scrunch it up, and then this is going to be my center loop. I forgot to get all right, so I'm using a zip tie to hold mine in. It's easier for me to get it tighter with a zip tie than wire. I have problems with my hands, and the strength in my hands is not there, so I have to use this. Albuquerque, New Mexico, I've been there as well. Welcome. All right, so I'm going to pull that zip tie around to the back. I have my pipe cleaner here so that we can use that. I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit, not all the way. I'm going to press down so I can put my pipe cleaner in the back here. And I will use that along with that zip tie. California. Hello, Carol. You know, I grew up in California, but I was in Southern California, girl. Get it a little bit tighter here. All right, so let's get all of our tails going down here where they're supposed to be, not off to the side. Because once we tighten this, it'll be harder to move them all. So we're going to spread these out. And we're going to do what we call breaking the bow. Hello from Virginia. Newbie to the group, Mary Jane from East Tennessee. Welcome. Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. Well, welcome. I was just there. Was I there in February or March? I can't remember, but it was one of the two. Too far away to see? Yeah, I'm not able to zoom in. I'm sorry. But let me hold it up here. Maybe that'll help. So I'm just taking the loops and I'm putting them where I want them. I'm not going to worry too much whether or not, they're sitting where they're pretty and all that, because it's just going to get messed up when I put it on the wreath anyway. But I just want to make sure that I don't have any kinks or anything like that in my... Welcome, Indiana. All right, so there we go. Now I can tighten this down. Grab my... need my pliers to get it tight. And then we're going to clip off that excess zip tie. Oh, I forgot to put that on there, right here. Pigeon Forge is lovely. Like I said, I was just there and I drove through there on my way to Nashville. I stopped for the night in Gatlinburg because I had never been there before. And I like to dovetail mine when it gets on the wreath. There we go. All right, let's get this on here. All right, so for the sign, this is a wooden sign, and I took and put pipe cleaners on the back. It had a hanging rope. It was a very short one, so I took that off, and I put the pipe cleaners on here so that I can put this on my wreath. And let's get rid of some of these pipe cleaners really quick, where the sign's going to go. And we'll do one more over here. All right, let's put that there. Our sign is going to go right here. So when I put my signs and embellishments on, I want them to just lay on the top. I don't want to pull them down in. I don't want them to pull my mesh down or to flatten everything out. So I try not to. I get it as tight as I can for the sign to hold it in, but I don't want to smash everything down. So here's the needles we were talking about. I sell these in my shop. You get a pack of 3 of them. They're a little over 3.5 inches long, but you get they're in random colors as well. But you get a pack of 3 in a little resealable bag that you can keep them in so you don't lose them. Because I've had some people who've lost them. They throw them in the trash accidentally. So we give you a baggie to keep them in. They are $5.50, and that includes your shipping. All right, so I'm going to take that quickly and put my pipe cleaner through my mesh. Now, some people really struggle with putting signs in that on, so it really helps them. And they're also great for grapevines because they'll go through the grapevines, especially the tight ones that are woven really tight. They are also good for teaching kids to sew. And if you crochet or knit, they're for sewing off your ends, which is originally what they were made for. But just that quick, I've got my sign on here. Now when you're tying off your embellishments, your signs, your bows, anything that you put on your wreath, put that back over there so I don't lose it, you want to make sure you tie it off to your frame and not to your mesh, not in between your mesh or anything like that. So let me see if I can get my fat fingers in between these rings of the frame and get that pipe cleaner around there. sometimes easier for me to do without looking, but I might have to look just to see. So this is the hardest part, is getting it to tie it off, but I got that one on there. And I don't tie it off completely because if I have to move it once I put the bow or something on, I'll be able to adjust it. So when you're doing the top, you want to make sure you get it up as high as you can on those rings because it'll keep your sign pulled up. Well, hello from Kansas. Welcome. So if anybody's interested, you can find those needles in my shop. They are, like I said, $5.50. That includes the shipping. And you get 3 of them, random colors. And you'll find them at wreathdecorbydawn.com. I also carry this sign in my shop as well as some ribbon and other embellishments. If you see over my shoulder here, I've got some little baby butts hanging up on the rack, a little pink and blue one. I have those in my shop as well. And some ribbon and sign kits. Okay, there we go. That one's on. Make sure this one's on. So the hardest part is just getting these tied around the rings. Not so much getting the pipe cleaners through the mesh anymore. Oops, and there's a tie there, so I can't do that side. I'll have to do this side. So I'm just going to tighten this on here. Can I say that again? Tie it between the mesh. No, tie it to the frame, not the mesh. Go right through the mesh. There we go. Let me show you on the back here. Go through the mesh and tie your stuff to the rings of the frame. The same with putting your bow on. When you put your bow on, if you look up here in the front, here's a tie and there's a tie. You want to go in between those, not in those spots, because they'll pull it down in there and it'll look sunk in. Also, if you do it too tight, it will look sunk in, so you don't want to do that either. So we're going to take our bow. Hello, Kathy, how are you? I'm going to take my needle, put my pipe cleaners for my bow on here, and I'm going to put both of them through at the same time, and I'm going to go in between. Let's go off to the side here a little bit. I can always adjust if I need to. So I'm going in between those 2 ties to the mesh and not to where the ties for the ribbons and the mesh are. And then do the same thing. Take your bow, and you want to get it. Now watch the bow when I do this. Let me turn it around so y'all can see it. Let me get the bow up here, sitting up here so you can see it. All right, now watch if I pull it too tight. What happens? See it moving? All right, so see what happens if I pull it too tight? It all looks sunk in and all of your loops come forward. You don't want them to do that. You want them to stay out here and lay out pretty like this. Of course, my bow is crooked right now because it should be going this way. There we go. It's sticking to the mesh, so that doesn't help. There we go. Much better. So you just want to slightly pull it down, just till you see it starting to tug at it. When it starts to tug at it, you'll know that's enough. Don't pull tight. Don't pull any tighter. Thank you. And then I just twist that around a couple of times. I don't finish it off because if I want to move my bow or my sign, it'll be easy to undo it. There we go. Turn this on. All right, let's dovetail these. So I like to leave my 1.5 inch longer. And I will show you how I curl that. I don't worry too much about the 2.5. It just kind of hangs out there. Hello from Washington, transplant in Texas. I think we all are transplanted from somewhere. First time watcher. Thank you. My name is Dawn with Wreath Decor by Dawn. So you can catch me on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern or on Fridays at 2:30 Eastern on YouTube. I would love for y'all to join me. All right, so I have this dowel. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick. It's 12 inches long. It's just a wooden dowel that I picked up. Take my ribbons, my 1.5, and I curl them. It just makes for a nicer curl when I use the dowel rather than my hands. You can curl them like that. You can curl them this way, just make them loose so they just kind of fall down, kind of like when you do a little girl's curls in her hair. So we just fold them like that, or curl them, I should say, not fold them. You can do them up as high as you want. I just like to give them a slight little curl. Open up these loops because they're all kind of flattened out now from playing with it. And my bow is a little off center, which is okay. I like it like that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so what we've got left is our little lemons here. So I got a couple of different sizes. And these are a hard plastic coated foam. Let me get my other scissors out. And then what I do with these is I take, whenever you cut off a floral stem, sorry for the plastic noise. All right, so when I do florals and I cut off my stems, I save them right here so I can use them for these kind of things. So I take these, see this came off of a little flower pick, and then I have an ice pick here, and we're gonna go, let's see where I want to put it, right there. I'm going to put my ice pick kind of just, you know, where the nub is right here on the lemon. I'm going to go right behind it because I want it to sit kind of at an angle. So I'm going to poke that hole in there. See if my glue gun's going over here. If it's not done, I might have to do this later because I don't think y'all want to sit here and wait. Yours will look just as pretty. Absolutely it will. Thank you. So anyway, I take that, I put that in there. It's got little nubs on the stick, so it like grips onto it when you put it in there. When you glue it, it'll stay. And then you take that and you can put it into your wreath. The stem will poke down into your mesh. It's going to make a liar out of me. There it is. And it'll hold on and it grips. And then I use Gorilla Glue, and that sticks really well to the mesh. So there's one. And we'll put another one up here. I'm going to grab a different one. Let me grab another one. Oh, I know I saved some of those other ones. Where are they? That's all right. We'll figure it out. You are not late. No problem at all. Hello from Texas. Stupid. My gun shuts itself off after a while, which is a good thing in case I forget. But it's a pain when you're trying to do something like this and it shuts itself off and you need to use it. And these sticks don't have to be that long. There we go. So I will put these in here and show you like this, but I won't make y'all wait for my glue gun to get hot again. I should have turned it on sooner. This one doesn't want to go. There it goes. All right, I was going to say, it didn't want to go in there. So there is that. I might move the lemons. I don't think they need to all be like that, but I'll have to wait and see what it looks like on the picture. You could always group them together as well. They don't have to all be... No, not like that. So yeah, I will play around with that and see where I want them. And I might put a small one somewhere in the bow here, maybe tuck it in there. Maybe right next to it or something. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to stay. So that is all I have for you today, guys. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will answer any questions. If I missed anything, I apologize. I will go back after and see and make sure. So if I answer your question again, you'll know it's because I went back and was looking to see if I missed anything. Sometimes I don't remember what I answered and what I didn't. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and please be kind to one another. Thank you. Bye.